welcome to this episode of If Loving Me is Wrong, I Don't Want to Do Right. I don't ever want to be right. Today we're going to talk about the importance of self-love. Knowing your self-worth. It will make a difference in your life. But first, I want to introduce my guest today, Monique. How are you today?
I'm great, Nikki. Thank you.
Thanks for coming today. She has graciously decided to elaborate with me on this topic. I think she'll have some interesting confessions to tell us today. Yes, I put you in the hot seat today.
All right, I take it.
You want to tell us a little something about yourself?
Monique B. I am originally from Houston, Texas, and been knowing my good friend Nikki for a while now. Introduced through a cousin of mine, and she's become a really, really good friend. And that's pretty much it about me. It's not a whole lot. I'm a true hustler. Get out there and do what I got to do.
Yes,
making
ma'am.
it do what it do.
Yes, ma'am. We
Here
all
in
do,
A
baby.
style.
We all do. We all hustlers, especially through this corona.
Yes,
I mean, life as we used to know it has really changed.
it has. I call it the pandemic.
The pandemic. I like that. I like that.
And we've been through a lot. And my heart goes out to those that lost their loved ones, good friends, close friends, uncles, aunties, moms, dads. I continuously pray for us that live on this earth. And hopefully everyone can keep striving and keep pushing, keep moving, and self-love yourself now.
More than ever. And you know what? You have plenty of time. A lot of us have a whole lot of time on our hands. Unfortunately, I don't. Seem like my plate is still full. But
Yeah, yeah.
for a
Same
lot of
here.
us, we have a lot of extra time now. Time to evaluate, decide what we want to do with our lives. But you know what? It's 2021. It's time for those New Year's resolutions. Do you have any?
Um, Funny thing is, I did not do a New Year's resolution. I just figured I would push on, to keep pushing on, loving myself, um, eating better, um, working out on a regular basis, and I don't know. You're right. The 2020 has made me turn a new leaf over for 2021. Meditation is important to me. I meditate every morning. I try my best not to let anything distract me. Negativity is definitely not my cup of tea whatsoever. Positivity is always on top. Um, and so, yeah, feeling good about myself, regardless of who thinks not. I don't care.
And when you get that attitude, your life becomes a whole lot simpler. But we're going to get into that a little later.
Yes.
So, with the month of January, I'm going to pick the top 5 New Year's resolutions, and we are going to analyze them and come up with ways that people can be successful in their New Year's resolutions. The first one I came across was finding new love. A lot of women that I spoke with said that they were, looking to find new love, and, maybe they went through a divorce or whatever, and they've been single for a while, and now they're ready to get their feet wet again. So my first thing I would think of if you're looking for new love is you have to love yourself first. We get out there and we get in these relationships and we don't love ourselves, and we're loving on that individual more than we're loving ourselves. But you hear loving yourself all the time, self-love, self-worth, but how do you achieve that? And what is the purpose of it? And that is what we're going to speak about today. Do you have any thoughts on that self-love?
Yes. The question again was, how do you achieve self love?
Correct.
First, you definitely cannot love someone else unless you love yourself first.
And that is a quote that I read. I read some interesting quotes about that too.
Yeah, that's
But the
important.
one that really caught my eye, besides that one, because that's an older one, I knew that one. But this one said, when you don't love yourself, you will have trouble believing anyone else does.
Huh.
And I had to think about that, for myself. And that is true.
That is true.
When I was not loving myself and someone said, Nikki, I love you, I'm thinking in my mind, oh, that's fake, not knowing why, because I didn't love myself. So that quote really got me to thinking.
Wow.
And it's a lot of us that struggle with a lot of things internal thoughts. That self-talk, as they say, that we are our own worst enemies in our minds. And I know for me, I was my worst critic. 1,000 people could tell me, oh, Nikki, you're so pretty. But it was that one person that called me fat that I was focused on.
That's that negativity.
Exactly.
That's the negativity. And your mind definitely can play tricks on you. So you definitely have to be able to, again, the meditation, positivity, you have to be able to, dish all that out, like get rid of that negativity. You have to be able to listen to what you think about yourself. Love yourself. And if you think you need that extra help, go out there and get that extra help. It's nothing wrong with sitting with someone and discussing it besides sitting in your own, I call it filth. You don't sit in your own filth. Sit in your own filth, it's going to make you feel even worse than what you already feel. And that makes the person depressed. And you don't want to be in depression. That's a big killer right there, depression.
And I think it's important to realize that it's not just us everyday ordinary people. I was reading about Jennifer Lopez. She had a problem with her, self-esteem, because I think, if I remember correctly, it was something about her being like the middle child, and she always felt like she had to compete with her siblings.
Okay.
Oprah, we know she struggled with her weight. It was somebody. It was like 10 people on that list, and I was just bogged by that, because we see them on TV. We see them, they look like they have their stuff together, but internally, their self-thoughts, they still think that they're not good enough, or for whatever reason, their self-esteem was just kind of low.
Yeah, yeah. You, the people that you mentioning, I remember just recently, Taraji P. Henson also was thinking on suicidal thoughts.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, and you're right. You see them because they have to put on this persona, they have to put on this mask, they have to put on an image, and people don't realize they're human too, and they go through things too, and so that's what. Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of mind-boggling. That kind of puzzles you a little bit.
Yeah.
To think that people, I don't know. I guess we see them as superheroes
Yeah,
in our
superstars, like,
mind. Yeah,
they don't have any problems, or,
yeah,
I mean, it's, it a lot of us struggle with that,
we do. But
men and women.
then when you think about normal, I'll say normal, where we think about us as normal people. You just have people that do cry out, and people just can't read it, or they don't pick up on it, and they don't think anything is wrong, and until it's too late. It's too late. So that's why I say, yeah, you got to definitely self-love. If you're looking in the mirror, talk to yourself every single morning or every single day, whatever
Yes.
you have to do in order to encourage yourself, because that's true. I am. I guess I consider myself a middle child. It's four of us. It's two boys, two girls. The third child. But I don't know. I always saw myself different from my siblings. We all come from the same parents, but different. I don't think I ever had a problem with my self-esteem. I don't believe. I just see myself as average. I'm an average person. I think I'm pretty. I love my skin color, so
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But you're right. You know, you have those people for some odd reason to like to shoot you down, or say that you're fat, or say that you're too dark, or say that you're ugly, or I don't know. Sometimes I just feel that's a jealousy thing for them. Maybe it's their self esteem, and they put other people down to make themselves feel better.
And there are people exactly like what you're describing. I found this quote, what I was looking for, like in the celebrities that maybe have struggled with their self-esteem. And Cardi B had the one that most stuck out to me. And it says, it doesn't matter where life takes me or what life gives me. I'm going to be the way I am till the day I die. And if you don't like it, so die first, bitch. We know Cardi B got a mouth, but she just going to tell you like it is. Basically, if you don't like me for who I am, then just go away.
Yeah. Go on. I love Cardi B. I'm not going to start because she is so real.
Yes.
She's not going to sugarcoat anything for you to make you feel better or to I don't know. To act. I mean, she's not fake. I love her. I do.
And a lot of people second guess her, but she's very, very intelligent woman.
She is. I mean,
They
she has
second
her
guess
own
her.
way of doing and talking, and she's not changing for anyone.
Exactly.
If
That's
she
her
changes
motto.
something that she wants to change as far as herself, that's something she wants. In other words, she gives herself self-love the way she knows how to give herself self-love.
Individually, we all have our own ways of achieving it. But that was her quote, and I thought, oh, wow, yeah, for real. If you don't like me for me, then I don't want to
Move
cuss.
on.
Yes, just
She
move
says
around.
it better.
So today I came up with some things that I did for myself. Now, everybody will have to come up with their own way that, will work for you. And that's with anything in life. But these are the things that I did for me. And I'm pretty sure Monique has some things that she did for herself at one time to build her own self-love. So the first thing that I wrote out was, how I felt about myself will never be determined by other people. And that goes to say, like I said, when I could be in a room with 1,000 people and they can say, oh, Nikki, you pretty, but it's that one person that called me fat that I base how I looked on. So going forth, I said, no, I'm going to love me just the way I am, whether I'm fat, skinny, or whatnot. I'm not going to be worrying about what somebody else thinks about me. So over time, I feel like it's important to, self-evaluate yourself on the outside, but also on the inside. Cosmetic is okay, but that internal, your heart, is always, really you should start with internally. What you're thinking, your thinking process, your self-talk. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Yes, that's true. Again, come into play, meditation. That helps a lot.
I've never tried that.
Meditating, it's wonderful. It gives you time to think and focus on yourself. It's not for you to sit and think about things that other people think about or negativity. That's not what that is for. You have yourself. Most people, of course, whoever believes in God or whomever they give their praises to. But you sit and you just meditate. You have to think on yourself. Like I was saying, but for me, I like to write in a journal. No, I don't like writing, but I like to write in a journal, to where I can reflect back on, days to come, or what I've done for that day, and I can look back on it. Okay, there's something here I need to change, and so I'm able to do that change when it comes to my heart or my mind, or other people around me, or who I want around me as far as the energy, the vibes.
Now
I could pick up on bad vibes. I don't want that around.
Is important. You have to position yourself around positive-minded people. Because if you're around somebody that's negative day in and day out, then you're going to become negative.
Negative, yes.
Because I've been in that situation. My ex-husband, he wake up in the morning mad because he woke up. Mad because he got to get on the freeway. Mad because just all day long, it was nothing positive. And one morning I woke up, I'm like, why am I with this man?
There
So
you
of
go.
course, I burnt out, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, I mean, you have to position yourself around people, like-minded people like yourself,
Yeah.
that are also working on themselves and also want that positive energy. And just like you, I can pick up on negativity.
Mm-hmm.
You
You
know,
have to quickly exit yourself out of that. Just don't. You don't have time for it. You really don't, because you don't want that to rub off on you. Not saying that you're not strong enough to prevent it. You just don't want it to happen, regardless. You only want a little taste of it. I know I don't. It could be even your loved ones. People that's close to you.
family,
I can
anybody.
honestly say that I've done so. Not saying that I don't love them or put them back in my life, but it's from a distance. It's helpful for me. Whatever is best for me. And to me, that's also included in the self love. Whatever's best for you. You don't want to sit up and just, oh, okay, now I got to be around my mother because, that's my mother. But if she's always negative, why? Is that helping you? Love her, do for her. But you could do things from a distance. You don't always have to be like right there, you know.
And that is true. And that's what people, family, whoever.
Yeah.
At some point in your life, you have to become selfish. And I mean selfish to the degree where, just like Monique said, you have to do things that is good for you, that makes you happy, makes you whole. And if you're going through a process of healing, you really need those positive people in your life to put some kind of light, or to get you to move your life in a different direction. Because if you don't, you'll go backwards. Or you'll stay stuck, either or.
Right.
So I found that important in my journey as well. And some might say, well, how do you just walk away from people? You know what I did? I told people when they asked me, well, Nikki, why you don't call me? Or Nikki, why you don't come by? Or this, that, and the fifth. Because see, the old Nikki was a people pleaser. Oh, I'm going to go over here knowing I don't feel like it. But I want to go over there and make this person happy, but I'm not happy.
Right.
So I began to tell people that this is a new season. And I'm sorry, where God taking me, you're not going with me. It's not meant for you to go. So I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not being ugly. I'm just saying, going into my new season is not meant for you.
Yeah, that's true. You can't take everybody with you. Everybody can't go. They're not meant to go. You have some people just for a season.
Yes.
It's a reason for it. So yeah, it's not, like I said, it's not like I don't. Not throwing any names out there, but I know I had a couple of people that I felt for me, I had to exit out. No, I didn't give them a reason. I didn't explain anything. Matter of fact, I didn't say anything. They just didn't hear from me.
Yeah.
It was easier for me, So when it was time for me to say something to them, I guess my mindset was more calm. My heart was beating even more because it was stronger. I still didn't have to explain, but how you been? That's good. I just want to check on you. Okay. And I'm moving on. That's it.
Yes.
Just letting you know I still love you. And that's it.
Well, for me, I had those pushy people. Some people that just, every time they see me, well, Nikki, why you don't want to do this? Or, Nikki, so eventually I just had to break it down to them. I'm like you. I get distant. I don't get ignorant. I get distant.
I'm quick to do it.
I'm too old
I
for
know
the
how to
extra.
stay silent.
Yes.
That is the best medicine for me. I just be quiet. It helps.
I'll say the next step that I took, and I still do it to this day, I look in the mirror, and I'm my own worst critic. So if there's something on me on the outside or inside that I don't like or I need to change, who else is going to change it but me? So I'm going to come up with a plan to change it. Nobody's going to know my plan or what I have to do, because I don't need that, oh, girl, you can't do this and you can't do that. Don't tell me what I can't do, because I'm stubborn.
I call them haters.
I'm going to do just whatever I say I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. And that's just me. But you have to take a look at yourself and determine what it is about yourself that you're not liking, that you're not loving yourself. And you can change it.
That's true. That is part of my journey now, again, because I know I can do it. That is the self-love of cleaning or cleansing. Just get yourself together on the inside to look good on the outside. So working on it both ways.
Yes. When you're feeling good on the inside, your glow shows. And I learned that over time. I came to work one day. I was like, Nikki, you just glowing. I'm thinking to myself, well, shucks, I know I ain't pregnant. What kind of glow you? I guess it's a happy glow.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that either
That is so true.
at all. Yeah. That's just like you speaking of glow, I guess people that are in my circle and that know me. And you had spoken earlier about someone new in your life. A friend that I've been having a friendship with for a while, but it was like a distance friendship. It wasn't anything like, just knowing that the person was my friend for a long time. And people always say, oh, again, I went through a divorce, and we're good friends as of now. Can you believe that? I know, right? Which I don't think it's anything wrong with that. I think it should be. Been together for so long and been with them since I was a child, pretty much 15. Wow. And here I am. We're both in our 50s. So that part was good. But now having a new person, because people say, oh, I hope you find somebody to make you happy. No, what y'all don't understand is I'm always happy. Now, if there's someone that's willing to come into my life to make me happier, meaning to add to my happiness, then okay, great. Yeah, I have a friend that I adore, really. And people see it. I guess they say I have that glow. And I appreciate that. But still, I still focus on myself along with that. I take that package. I'm fine with that. So if they can see that I also want to work on myself along with, just enjoying life with this person, that's what I do. My kids see it, so I really appreciate that. And they know me. Mama said she's going to do something, she's going to do it. That's it. That's what I do. So.
That's good. Look at her. She's smiling now.
Yeah.
It's good when you meet people that can enhance your glow. I like that. I'm going to have to keep that. Enhance.
Yeah.
Hang with people that can enhance your glow. Make it just flawless, shine.
Yeah.
As the men say when they shine those rims here in Texas. Just floss and shine. You want to be around people like that. And for me, that's both men and women. If we're not
definitely.
If we're not, if you're not adding to my life, then I need to subtract you real quick. Because I cannot, going forward, I can't keep down this trail of negativity and fighting.
Disappointment.
Yes. I just.
No high expectations over here. I don't expect for anyone to act any different around me. However you've been acting, you can keep acting that way. I know if it's for me or not. And then I'll, like you said, I will either subtract or add, one or the other.
Yeah, exactly. But that self-evaluation is good because once you determine what it is about yourself and you get ready to change it, you feel so accomplished when you do change it. Or when the least person you expect acknowledges, and that's me. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't even realize it, that you could see that. That's something in me. And as far as the meditation, I was thinking, I think my meditation comes in when I go like walking in the morning.
Yes.
I walk like maybe 45 minutes.
Go. But you're in your own thoughts.
Exactly. So that's my meditation.
Yes, ma'am.
So saying that to say, you can't meditate any way you want to. I guess for me, I envision people sitting on the floor with their hands, umbaya. What's that Tina Turner movie? What they were saying? Umbaya.
What's love got to do with it?
With that too. That's what I envision when you say meditation. I'm thinking,
I know you were visualizing that. I feel
Okay, so.
No, I do it in the car. I turn the radio off and it's just me, driving. Not saying that I don't focus on where I'm going. It's just it helps. It clears the mind. Yeah.
But we like to call it, my trainer used to call it the walk and talk with Jesus.
The walk and talk with Jesus.
Because you just walking and you just going on about your day. Yeah. But for me, it's meditation. This is where I come up with all these plans. Hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. While I'm walking, I'm coming up with these plans or what am I going to do, this. And then I execute them eventually.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that either.
Matter of fact, I was walking and Usher came on, Confessions. So I was like, hey, I could use that name for my podcast, Confessions with NikkieG.
See
That
that?
meditation time.
Makes the mind think. I'm telling you. That's wonderful.
But once you get to a point where you're loving yourself, your relationships will change as well. Because a lot of us, with our self talk, how can I say, we self processize things into being. Like, in relationships, you may think, oh, well, I'm not good enough for this person. Or you may think, oh, well, this is the best that I can do, because you're telling yourself that you can't do better, but you can, especially if you're in a place where you're not happy.
That's true. That's true. You know, again, you have to focus on yourself. Even if you are in a relationship, um, regardless of if it's a male or female, you're in a relationship. Yes, of course, you want to make sure they're good. You want to be attentive and all that stuff, but you also have to not put yourself on the back burner. I've done that for so many years. Put myself on the back burner, making sure everybody else, just like people pleasing. And some people you just can't please them. Again, they're probably stuck in not knowing how to love themselves. So they just figure whatever you dish out, fine. It ain't gonna be pleasing to me regardless. But if you want to do it, okay,
Yeah.
fine. So yeah, no, you have to focus on self, like you said, and make sure everything is good with you.
Another thing is important too is I found that I took time to develop, and that is turning negative thoughts into positive ones, negative comments or negative situations into positive situations. Now, that is achievable over time. It's not easy.
Right.
I'll use, for instance, you know, one of my coworkers, every day I would go to work, she had something to say about my hips and my thighs. And I'm like, first of all, I'm thinking, are you on some extra? But
Right.
then one day I said, you know what? I'm tired of listening to her, so let me shut her down. I said, yeah, baby, I know how to use these hips and thighs too for more than just having cheer. You know, I turned it into something positive.
You're
After that,
right.
that person left me
Left you
alone.
alone.
So once you achieve that method of thinking, your life is going to change too,
That's true.
drastically.
That's
Not
true.
only are you loving yourself, but you showing others that you love yourself. So no matter what you think about me, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And that's in life too. Sometimes we go for that job and you think, oh, I didn't get the job, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, you know what? That just wasn't the job for you.
Wasn't a job for you, and you could have been overeducated for them.
Yeah.
2 degree. You can't. Some people feel like, okay, wait, if she get hired on, she might be taking my position. That's probably
Yes.
why you didn't get that job.
That's true.
You know. Well, that happened to me a lot of times, but I don't think it's even that. But like you said, it could possibly be because it just wasn't meant for you. The job wasn't meant for me. So
Just those negative thoughts, your
yeah,
self-talk. It's important to get that positive feedback to yourself.
right.
You can't always rely on somebody else to make you feel good.
That's right.
You're your own motivator. You have to be your own cheering team,
There
your
you
own
go.
team. I tell
Nothing
people
wrong
I'm
with
my
that.
own team.
Yeah, you lift yourself up all the time.
Is there any other steps that you took to build your self-love?
No, that's probably really it. I mean, like I said, again, back to the health reasons. Eating right, putting the right things in your body, because if you know it or not, some things that you put in your body, these processed foods and all this stuff, it could take a toll on you, not just your body itself, but your mind. I suffer from migraines, which I haven't had in a while, but I would get them every single month, if not more. It's crazy. I went so far to trying to figure out what's going on with, my head. I have to go get tested, make sure I don't have, like a tumor or anything. It was so bad, even to the point where I went and got the inside of my ear, which they call it the date, pierced, because it helps. It's like a what do you call it? Like a acupuncture permanently. So I went so far to do that, and finally went to a chiropractor. See, self love, and saw that my spine, right in my neck area, it was pinching a nerve. And that would give me my migraines. But that's just to say, along with the things that I put in my body and me not holding my head the way it's supposed to be held,
Oh, we supposed to be
right,
like,
your posture. Um,
look at
yeah,
me
it
sit.
caused me, it just caused, it caused problems.
Yeah.
And to the point where like, my children would always say, "Mom, you need to go get checked, make sure you're okay." It was just that bad. But now, again, learning how to, like you said, don't go backwards, moving forward, putting the right things in my body. Not saying that everyone's putting everything in their body wrong. You like what you like. That's fine. But for me, more of the water. Again, the person in my life, thank you for showing me which type of pH you got to have in your body. It helps out with that H2O. Just minimizing on the things you like. Like I definitely am a wine drinker. White, no, not really white, red. But I have to stop for a minute. I limit it. And again, negative things. I take that out. I just can't. I can't. Even watching television, I just don't. It's too much negativity out there. If I hear something, I'll probably read about it or I hear it from someone else. Other than that, I'm not concerned. Give me a good book. I like to read.
Self-love includes taking care of yourself, your body. And, at any age, but I'll say once you reach a certain age, going to the doctor, exercising, eating the foods that we know we should be eating becomes very important because when I was growing up, I remember my teachers were saying brain food.
Ah,
That becomes important when you're
yeah.
coming out of the store and can't remember where you park your car. You're like, maybe I should have ate it.
Yeah.
So once you reach a certain age, those things become very important.
Yes.
And for me, when I got my cancer diagnosis, I didn't realize I call it garbage. The garbage that I've been putting on my body and in my body. So now I'm very picky about mostly everything now, from the soap to the waters to, I'm reading and I'm like, oh no, I can't have that.
Right.
Even down to the deodorant, which is crazy. I didn't learn that, certain things in
Yes.
deodorants will cause you problems later on in life.
Yes.
It's all cute to buy that dollar and some deodorant till you get about 40 or 50. They be like, oh no, you got cancer. So I'm like, what?
Right. Wow.
Loving your body, just like if you're a mother or a parent, you love your child. You love them. You're not going to give them anything that's going to hurt them. But you have to think about yourself like that too, because you lose yourself.
Right.
Once you become, I'll say, a wife, or for me and a husband, and then you have kids, you lose yourself.
Right.
Because I've been there. I one day looked in the mirror and said, what happened to Nikki?
Yeah.
She gone. Well, she back now, though.
All right now.
So taking care of yourself is important. Learning how to eat correctly, exercising. And, exercising doesn't mean that you have to go to a gym and get a trainer. Just like with me, I just go to, it's like a track
Yeah, go
at a middle
walking.
school. And I just go out there and walk in the morning,
Yeah.
minding my business.
Yeah. Sometimes it only takes 15 minutes
Yeah.
to do a good little, a good workout. You can do that daily. Just keep your body moving.
Yes.
Once you stop and just don't do anything, that's how all that extra come along. And especially for us females, for us women, not even up in age. It's like Nikki said, when you're becoming a wife or a significant other, or whatever you want to call us, a mother, we hold that weight right in the middle. I call it the situation. You all have a situation, and I'm definitely working on my situation. I'm not very tall, so holding all this extra. I already, the hips and the thighs, they've always been there, and it's for some reason not easy to get rid of. Not saying I want to, just saying I want to tone it some.
Exactly.
You
That's
know?
my mission too.
Right, and but you know what? I'm audience. We are two fine women up in here. I'm just letting you know. In case you're wondering. But just to stay healthy inside, Again, we do not know the time or day when it's over for us. Some people call it the dash. We don't know when our day is over, after that dash. But while we're here, it's nothing wrong with making sure you self-love and healthy in the mind, in your body, in and out, in your soul, be on a spiritual journey. Again, I don't know what everybody's ins and outs or do's or don'ts on that, but, it's very helpful, to move forward like that. I mean, I feel like I do. The only thing I have, I call it my wisdom. My friend calls it not that I was putting the wrong things in my body. That's what he say. But I still love my wisdom. That would be my gray hairs, y'all. I refuse to die because I love it. I love me, period. I love the way I look. Again, the things like NikkieG said, is some things I don't like or I can adjust or fix. That's what I do. So I'm working on me in a lot of ways.
And your hair is cute. I like
Thank you,
that.
girl.
It's always cute, though.
Thank you.
She always have her hair looking cute. Yeah, I mean, and some women, they feel like they can't do it. Me, I'm the type of person, once I make my mind up, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
My downfall is relationships. It's like when I get in a relationship with somebody, I lose myself because I'm going to be so pleasing to that person that I lose myself. So going forward, I'm not going to lose me again.
Right.
I'm not going into any kind of depressions again because I have suffered from those. So I'm saying that to say, if you see me now, you didn't see me 5 years ago, or you didn't see me maybe 10 or 15 years ago when I was going through my stuff. So it's a rainbow. It's sun on the other side.
Yeah.
But it's very important that you go through it and find out what works for you. But to love yourself first before you can love somebody else is very important for you to take that concept.
That's right.
Once you begin to take care of yourself, love yourself,
everything else
love whatever situation you're in. You may not be in a place in your life that you want to be, but you don't have to stay there.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
You do not have to stay there.
I love that.
Oh, I found this other quote. And it's very important because I speak about how people talk negative about you or may have something to say negative. This was by Eleanor Roosevelt. But it says, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And I gave people consent to make me feel bad about myself. That was another quote I found. I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep that in my phone, as you can see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without your consent. Nobody can make you feel bad about yourself without your consent.
That's important. That really is.
Yes. You have any other like situations or family that, or somebody that you may have helped go through the situation of finding self-love?
Well, you know what? It's nowadays, I guess I'm just gonna say this for me. Nowadays, you have people, or should I say, I have a really big family, really big, especially on my dad's side. It's huge, and it's like we're still coming. It's
Wow.
Babies keep coming, growing. But when you have relatives that you love and you're not as close to as you used to be, because again, everyone have their own different lives and they're pulled from here to there and they're in different states or whatever the case may be. And when you have anyone to reach out to you, you really haven't like sat and talked to them like we're talking. But you can tell they're doing a cry out. There's nothing wrong with reaching out to them, to let them know. Again, I think I'm so different from my siblings, from my close cousins, my first cousins, from a lot of people. I'm just different. And if you tell me to hold something, because it's in confidence, I'm good at that. You try to get it out of me, you're not getting it. Sorry. Not unless the person say, well, no, you can, go ahead. But you have so many people that's judgmental,
That's true.
And again, you have to knock that down too. You can't let that. That's part of a negativity That's that's not good. Again, you can make your negative into positive, like Nikki said, which will help you out a whole lot too. And I think I've done so. And you know how you could get you a car repoed, you go outside, your car not there, and
Been
you
there,
know you
done that.
starting a new job, and you're supposed to be at that job at a certain time. You can't do anything about it, but for me, you know, smiling like, okay, you know what? Let me call such and such. Let me see if it's okay if they either take me or let me use their vehicle. Either way, you're
Uber,
gonna get there.
Lyft,
You know what I'm saying?
but I'm getting to that
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
you can't let things, or especially material things, bother your mind like that to where it puts you down, lets you down. It's a whole lot of stuff. Again, I don't even know if Nikki knows about this, but I'm going to share it, Nikki. New Year's Eve coming in 2020, I was down with one of my migraines, really sick to the point where I was in bed. Finally felt better, got up. I had a container of water in the car. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to get thirsty throughout the night. I don't even know what time it was. All I know it was New Year's Eve. Went outside, got one of my bags with, ride motorcycle. So I had a real nice traveling bag. I said, well, that'd make it easier for me to carry it up. Put water in the bag, close the bag up. Something felt kind of weird. I looked around, nobody was there. Walking back up down the sidewalk to go to my place. Waited. And next thing you know, I hear this, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm thinking it's a little kid. I turned around and I actually was robbed, gunpoint. Yeah. So I'm thinking, I'm very grateful to be here, 2021, because last year starting off, I could have been gone. I mean, he didn't get anything. One of my cousins called him thirsty. He was thirsty because I had
some
nothing
water.
but water.
Big
But I
dummy.
just kept thinking about, that could have ended my life right there over a bag of water, and things being so negative. So again, I turned it around. I think matter of fact, a young dude told me, he says, ma'am, don't let what happened to you the year before spoil what you're going to do this year. I'm doing what I want to do bringing in the new year. I'm staying inside. I don't want to be
Exactly.
outside. But I'm grateful to even be here, to see another year, and praying God just continue all of us to move forward again with this pandemic in place still, us still having to cover up. I don't know. It's just, it's challenging. But we can make it all positive. Just again, move forward, self-love. I love this topic, period, because that's self-love is the best
Yeah, it's
to
key.
me. So yeah, that's it for me. I mean, I'm good.
I want to go back to something that you said about, you talk to people and some of us, we're that person that everybody comes to with their problems, whether it's good or bad. But the problems is what I'm getting at. I was watching, I'm going to mispronounce her name. Forgive me. How you said Anzana? How do you say her name? Vanzana. You know the lady that, the counselor.
I cannot say her name. I'm just like you.
I'm
But
sorry,
continue.
But she said you can't always be your sister's keeper.
Ayana, you talking about? I might be saying it
Yeah.
wrong too, but we know who you're talking about.
Yeah. You can always be your sister's keeper. You can't always take in everybody's stuff because that stuff gonna weigh in on you, and that is so true.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't say you your sister's keeper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need somebody that you can lean on too. I
Right.
call them bottom feeders, people that just feed, just eating, just I'm like, oh my God, please let me hang up or let me go. Eventually that negative stuff weighs in
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's important that you have that person
Yeah.
that you maybe can lean on or talk to as well. So don't always think you got to be somebody's,
Somebody's ear. I call it an ear.
listening
know.
ear or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That made me think, when I looked at that episode of that show, it made me think differently.
Yeah. I used to watch. I don't watch much anymore. I don't watch TV much
I
anymore,
watch
but
stuff like that because it's a learning thing
it
for
is
me.
that, but no, that's a good thing.
Then
though.
I'll be psychoanalyzing myself, like, oh man, I'm just like them.
Yeah, but it's okay when you,
Yeah.
like I said, there's nothing wrong with, you actually have people of color that will not go and get some type of therapy. You need that therapy. I mean, like you said, being a listening ear or that person, it's nothing wrong with giving. Because I have a really good cousin that close that we every day. If she didn't hear from me, she'd call, "Hey, Mo, you all right? You good? Yeah, I'm good. Just moving around. If I'm moving around busy, sometimes we miss each other on the phone or whatever. But I hear her out, and she definitely hears me out, and we give each other, some
Balance.
positive feedback. Oh, big time!
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I mean, I have a lot of people. I have my bubble. I
Yes.
have my clique of friends, or should I say, my girls, my people. And when I say strong, positive, uplifting women, and I mean, I've been knowing you all. Nikki is part of it, y'all. I've been knowing you all for so long. It's like I can't recall us ever getting into it, getting upset with each other, and not being able to tell each other how we feel about each other, you know, if not every day, every time we were around each other, that's important to me. That's very, especially women of color.
Yes.
I mean, of course, all women. That I have my friends. I have my nice vanillas. I call them.
Girl.
But I'm just saying, just to uplift as female. Period. We need that. We need that on a daily, pretty much, because we do. We definitely go through some things. And that's why I'm so glad you brought up this topic of self-love, because that's something that's we need. It goes along with everything when it comes to depression, suicidal thoughts, or even, help with the children. Sometimes your children get on your nerves. And you need somebody to talk to just for a split second.
Yeah.
But just to get the positive feedback on it, or that push, so you won't give up, because there's some out there that's just trying to give up on life. Why? Honestly, God doesn't need any help. He don't need your help on your life. Why take yourself out? It's not that serious to a point where you got to take yourself out. To me, then again, I don't know everyone's mind. So I'm speaking about myself. I can't. It's not for me. I love myself too much to even do anything like that to myself. So I pray that and not only that, my kids, they're open minded. Hey, talk to me. I'm here. I got you. We could talk about any and everything. They know they could come to me about any and everything. So
That's important
yes.
for your children to be able to talk to you. Yes. But
How about you,
the
Nikki?
cousin that we met through,
Yeah.
one of the sweetest women I ever met.
Yes.
I came to work. I'll never forget. I was upset. We used to work together, but I was upset and I was telling her what was going on, because she's one of the ones with the listening ear. No judgment zone with her. So I look up. Shoot, she crying with me. I'm like, girl,
Yeah. Yeah.
you need that person with you.
Right.
You need that person in your life that you, like you say, that you can be your sounding board, your listening ear. But you don't want to be that one person that everybody leans on. But then when you want to talk to somebody, you don't have anybody to talk to. No, that's
Right.
when you get in your feelings and things begin to become unhealthy for you.
That's true. That's true.
Even if you have to talk to Jesus, like, I don't know your spiritual,
Right.
but you have to talk to somebody sometime. Everybody don't believe in counseling, which is true. But sometimes it's good to go to an unbiased person
Thank you.
and
Yes.
just, talk to them about whatever you're dealing with. And you don't have to worry about what their response is going to be, because it's going to be an unbiased response. Put it like that.
Right. Or hearing it from anyone else, because you talking to an unbiased person. Not only that, if you want it to be known, you telling that person,
Yeah,
outside
exactly.
of, your counseling. Then that's when it's gonna get out there. If that's the person that you go to. Other than that, that's why I call it silence. You gotta just be quiet sometimes.
Yeah, you got to move in silence.
Yeah,
Don't
my
tell
friend
everybody
tells
you-
me, I need to shut up sometimes. I don't like that word, but yeah, I'm good at being quiet sometimes. Not because you told me, because I know how.
Yeah.
At the time I'm supposed to. So yeah.
All right, well, that's going to conclude this episode. I hope that it will help someone out there that may be struggling with loving themselves, or the next time you hear someone say, "Oh, I love myself," you'll you will actually know what that really means. So to conclude, I would like to say that it's important that you don't determine your worth by somebody else's opinion. Once you do that, your whole life is going to change anyway. Once you look in the mirror and you determine the things that you feel like you need to work on and you begin to work on them, you're going to feel differently about yourself anyway. And I would say something simple as losing weight. It might be 3 pounds, but you're going to be so proud you lost those 3 pounds. You're going to feel totally different about yourself. Your relationships are going to change. If you feel like you've always been in an abusive relationship, or you feel like, your relationships haven't been to the degree that you want them, once you change the way you feel about yourself and you create boundaries for yourself and in your relationships, everything in your life is going to change in that aspect as well. And last but most importantly, your emotional health, your self-talk that you tell yourself. We don't even realize that we're talking to ourselves all day long. Oh, you messed that up, or oh, you did that. It's important that you learn to feed yourself positive things. Every day is not going to be positive. I'm not saying we're, skipping along and picking up roses, but you have to train yourself to think positive things. Even when you're around negative people, still train your mind to think of positive things. And if need be, remove yourself.
Yes.
Obtain the gift of goodbye.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah, the gift of goodbye.
Yeah. I like that. All right.
You can find me on Facebook. You can also find me on YouTube. But more importantly, I'm on all podcast arenas, from Google to Apple. You can listen to me on those, but you can actually see me on YouTube. So with that being said, thanks for tuning in. Talk to you again next week.
Thank you for having me, Nikki. I enjoyed it. It was gratefully put in. You gave me some thoughts. I got some stuff going on now, some more stuff. I love it. Thank you.